Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be going over top music attorney's video, how she exposed Splice. Apparently, Splice, she went over their contract, like what she does, because she goes over a lot of music contract terms, agreements, and license, and that's a lot of knowledgeable things you should know about music. Especially you get into being a musician and you want to have your music distributed and you gonna use royalty samples and this anything you sign, was why I always tell you when you install all these software systems and when you use these sample packs and you have license agreements, you should always read the license agreement within those terms into existence to see what is going on, because a lot of them have a lot of hidden things in there that you should know about. And she went over Splice on, and I find it very interesting what she found. This is pretty much her video.
Do you own the Splice samples that you download? Are we okay to use it commercially? Yes? These music platforms lately have been killing me because what I do is I go and I read the contracts that you guys sign when you sign up to use services and apps, and Splice is a big one. This has been on my to-do list for a while, and we're going to go through to actually review the contract that you sign to see what it says. And there's usually a couple questions that I have that are top of mind. All right, so particularly with this company, one is going to be in regards to you using Splice samples, and do you own the samples that you download, right? And how does it work as far as putting them into your new song and then selling it or licensing it or distributing it? So that's number one. Number two, are you okay, pursuant to this contract, to commercially release your stuff? And then three, will they be keeping your royalties? Just kidding. That's not a question for this video. That's a question we ask every time we review a distributor's terms of service, which is a whole different thing. You guys know I am just up in arms with these music distributors, but that's a separate conversation. So with that being said, let me share my screen. All right, here we go. So pull these off of their website, make this nice and big so everyone can see in the back. Splice terms of use, first effective 2014 and last updated May 13th, 2024.
This is why I should go back and read your terms of service and agreements. They do update a lot, but people don't really understand. They will go back and change things. It's just like with your policy for a car rental or car insurance, house insurance, or anything. People will go back and update everything. Check your emails, because I have some software companies that I actually do use their products, and they do send you stuff in your email that they update their terms and service and agreements. So you should really go back and check, see what companies you're using their products, see where they update everything at. As far as the terms, service, and agreements.
And the reason why we always kind of pay attention to the dates that something was last updated is because usually when a company is involved in like a lawsuit or they get a big claim, they have a tendency to update these terms. And you'll see in all these contracts, it goes, you are bound by these terms whenever we decide to update them. And it just so happens it's going to be on this website and you have to come back and check and see if there's been an update. That's just how all these companies work. Drives me crazy. But in any case, last updated in May this year, 2024. And I've reviewed these terms of service. It's been many years. And I would say at least 5. And I did it because one of my clients, you guys, sometimes will reach out to me and just be like, hey, I'm working with this company. Please read their terms of service. And this is what it looks like. And I usually will send you a Loom video. So I send you a video that kind of looks like this and I go through it. So in any case, what I'm going to do is highlight the stuff that's really important that I think you should know. Now, just so I can make you guys super lawyers as you are reading these contracts, the stuff that is in caps, right, and bolded, and right in the beginning of the contract is done very intentionally. And it's because when, I'm a litigation attorney, meaning I go and I beat up contracts all the time. And I go, well, even if it is in the contract, and we've seen this with music distributors, we're like, even if it's in the contract, it's nonsense, it's unenforceable, here's why. But with, this stuff, we pay attention to it because the reason they put it there is because it makes it more enforceable if you ever are going to dispute the contract. So that's why we pay special attention to what's in the beginning, because they're doing that to make sure that you can't say anything about it. And you're like, it was on page 20 and I didn't understand what it said. I didn't even get to it because this thing is so long. So just so you know, that's how that works.
She's not lying. Those things be on like play 20. Sometimes they be on like play 7 or 12. By the time you get through reading the first 3 pages, trying to understand everything, every legal allegations and whatever terms, whatever terminology they put in there, you about tired of reading that because that's what they do, and they know a lot of y'all not gonna read all that stuff. Man, you read some of the stuff, you find out a lot of stuff you can't do with certain things, and sometimes you get caught up in it. It's a good thing that a YouTube attorney like her is actually reading this and making it public knowledge for all of us music producers and artists to understand what's going on in these contracts, the terms and service and agreements.
So what do they say? They go, please be aware that way later in the contract, there's a section about dispute resolution. So if you need to sue us, and we're going to talk about what it means, you are agreeing to our arbitration agreement. All right. And then unless you opt out, so apparently there's a way that you can opt out, you will, one, be permitted only to pursue based on basically what it says. You are not going to be able to do a class action, right? So they specifically prohibit you from doing that.
That's something a lot of companies do. They basically make sure you can't do a class action lawsuit against them. That's something that a lot of people need to understand. It is something that a lot of companies do that I find out. And it's basically doing it, and then you can't basically take legal action against them for whatever reason. So it's something to take into consideration. It's something you should read, especially when they update it. That's why it's important to read when they update a lot of their stuff, because I have no idea what's going on Splice. I'm not really a Splice user. I never really used Splice, and this is all news to me. I only recently found out about it, so this is all new, refreshing to me.
And two, you are waiving your right to pursue disputes or claims or seek relief in a court of law. So I'll go over that in a sec. Also, this is subject to New York law. All right, so we're just paying attention to that. Just interesting, right out the gate. They want you to know. All right, so they do a little introduction. This is all the good stuff that we do. Just so you guys know, we reserve the right to change the agreement at any time in our sole discretion. Let me tell you, Wayback Machine is definitely your friend. All right, so if you guys have a problem and you're like watching this video and the problem happened a year ago, keep in mind that the terms of service that you signed, meaning the thing that you clicked.
I would go over the whole video, but her video is actually pretty long. It was like almost 50 minutes long, so you go watch for yourself. And I'll leave a link in the description to both her videos. She goes over the whole thing. Basically, it's a lot of stuff I've been telling you to do. Right, when I tell you before you install in your software, please read over the terms and conditions and see if you agree to them. And also, what he said is pretty smart. You do want to go back and check some of the update, because I think I've been doing that lately. Too. So if you do have some of these software, you just go back to their to the terms and conditions and read them, and go see where they update them at. Go read those, and also use your use the Wayback Machine and compare them to the ones that you sign up for, and see they update them now, and compare those two together. If you have to, I think you should reach out to her or any other attorney that you may have. If you have an attorney already, a legal attorney like her, then reach out to them. Or if you don't, then maybe ask her a question. I'm pretty sure she'll do a video and show you what is possible and what is in the terms and conditions and the terminology behind it. And this is where she actually Splice responds to her. I don't think they liked her video, because I think it's in her copyright strike.
The number of companies who have threatened me personally because of the videos that I do on this channel is continuing to increase. The last time it was TuneCore, and they were threatening to take legal action against me because I was talking about not only their terms of service, but I was talking about a specific situation for a client that I represent and just everything that was kind of happening. And we've had some things going on.
Wow, so they threaten an attorney for reading the terms of services. So this means they don't expect their clients, people who sign up for TuneCore, to read their terms and conditions. See, these people don't expect y'all to read their terms and conditions. I've been reading a lot of the terms and conditions. It's only when I install certain software on my computer, and I kind of go back and update them. And sometimes I remove the ones that I don't like the new terms of services on. So I kind of remove the ones I do, are the ones I actually read upon. It's not, come on. I think everybody read a lot of terms and conditions to their services. A lot of people will not really want to go. I never heard of TuneCore until now. So I'm just being more cautious with a lot more software. We'll always tell y'all, we'll keep repeating this. Please read your terms and conditions and agreements when you install this software. and also do the same thing. You become like a affiliate or a sponsor, or you get a sponsorship, or become an ambassador. You might read the terms of services and the history of a company before you sign up, and lead any legal actions that they took or been taken against them. You might want to see where they stand at first. The money always good.
With Splice, if you are new here and you're not aware of the backstory, I'm going to just briefly go through it, and it's really important to me. If you guys will just do me a favor and make sure you watch this until the end, because there's a lot of things that I want to cover, but it's very important that you know basically where we're at today. All right. It's been a very emotional week. It's interesting being on this side of things because the purpose of me doing the original video, which was actually July 8th, I did my terms of service review, right, for Splice. And if you don't know, Splice is a company that provides you as a music producer, as a creator, the ability to download sounds and loops and just to enhance your creativity. And in fact, my music producer and I have used their service for a long time. And it's funny because what kind of like started this entire thing was I just briefly on a live stream had mentioned someone asked a question about being able to use these samples from Splice in the music. And I just very, quickly in passing, I was like, yeah, it's been a really long time since I looked at their terms of service. One of my clients who's a music producer had me look at them like 5+ years ago at this point. It's been a really long time. And I go, at the time that I looked at it, I just go, for me, it wasn't abundantly clear about just the ability to like use the samples without restriction and all. And I just go, just based on that, that's what I told the client. So I mentioned this on the live stream. And there was another YouTuber who, kind of left a message, was like, hey, I don't think this is right. And kind of called me out. And fair enough. I just go, you know what? I made that comment real quick in passing. So I went and took like a really quick look at their terms of service. And then on my next show, I was like, I said this thing. From what I see again, I looked at it again. It looks, like you're good to go. So I just kind of made that update. But I put it on my list that I wanted to actually go through and substantively and very carefully go through the terms of service for you guys, because that's what I do on this channel. And so I do these, terms of service and, exposed videos because I'm exposing what these contracts say, because they're like 20 pages long, 30 pages long, and a whole lot of us, when we sign up to be on these platforms.
She's not lying, man, because I read some of them things and they are freaking long as hell, and I don't understand half that stuff. I had to look up, I had to Google some of these words to understand what they mean. And these things are like 50 pages long, or 20 something, like 100 pages long. And I do be there reading for a while. She's not lying.
Platforms, we accept the terms of use, which is the contract that we have to sign in order to use the platform. It's not negotiable. Just out of curiosity, I've been going through these different platforms to just see what they say and let you guys know. Splice was just on the list because of all this. And I was like, all right, so today's the day, July 8th. So I post this video on their terms of service, and the following day, which was the 9th, I get a cease and desist email from Splice. They were basically just being like, you're misinforming your audience, you're causing confusion to our customer base, and also like we really hate your clickbait Splice exposed title, a bunch of things that they were just really unhappy about. In that original email they had said, we'd hate, and this is a quote, okay, so it goes, we would hate to have to issue a takedown due to these inaccuracies. So this came from their legal department. I was like, kind of sounds like you're going to file a copyright takedown notice because you're unhappy with what I said about you. That's not how that works. You're not allowed to do that. But anyway, it was just in the email, okay? There was a very long email.
So Splice threatened to take a legal action against a lawyer who knows the law, and you threaten her with a copyright strike on her YouTube channel. So you're gonna issue a takedown on her video that's reading the term of services because your customer base interpreted it the wrong way. I've watched this whole video like at least 3 or 5 times. She didn't really slander y'all in no way. It was nothing against y'all. She just read the terms of services and how y'all update and change everything. No different than somebody getting a review on your products and saying they don't like what they do like about it. It's like you won't issue a takedown of somebody's video because they did a review and you don't like the review. You only get issue a takedown of copyright strike if somebody upload your video word for word. Like me, I'll load parts of a video that I chopped the commentary on certain statements on certain topics he's talking about. I didn't upload her whole video. Her whole video is actually 40 minutes long, and it's 2 different videos I put together. One was her exposing Splice, and another video of hers is is when Spice put down a strike on video, and you find both those videos in the description box below. And in the pinned comment, you can find where I source her videos, both of them. I think she has a third video too. Didn't really want to make this video that long. I also will put that down there too, so you can go and watch full 3 videos of her giving her whole analysis of the video. I'm actually sourcing her videos in my comments and where I got the video and the sources from. That's different too also. I'm not uploading her whole video, all her content. Splice is actually talking about putting false copyright strikes on her to take down a video. Yeah, I can see you it's in a video saying it's she slandered the company. However, she's reading off of your document. She's not slandering. She's reading off of your. However, she's reading off of your document. She's not slandering the company. She is reading stuff that from your legal department. Your legal department. So how is it slander when she's reading something that's come straight from your own lawyers, from your own company? This sound completely ridiculous.
And, basically in their original communication, they just said, look, like the 2 big things that we have an issue with is number 1, you mentioned at the beginning of the video that the date of the terms of service for like these companies that you review or whatever is usually like they update it. And if you're like, oh, there was a real recent update, it must have been because there's like a lawsuit or a claim or something, or something going on. I totally said that. And if you look at my other videos, that's usually how I always start these. And I just make a note. And I kind of, for example, in my TuneCore terms of service video, I'm like, we sent our big demand letter about how unlawful we thought their terms of service were on December 1st, and then their terms of service were updated on the 10th. And I'm like, maybe it's just a wild coincidence. But anyway, so they were just like, we don't want you to give the perception that we're like being.
That could be just a coincidence, because sometimes updating contrast take more than that, because they send some. They did a video. She did her video on December. She did her video on December the 1st, and they updated theirs on December the 10th. It could be a coincidence because there's a big, huge margin there. So maybe they did already had planned to update around December the 10th, and they video that dropped. Also, sometimes a lot of things take more than that span of time unless they have some draft or they did something really quick to draft up to change a few words, and that is kind of convenient. But who knows? Like she said, it could be just coincidence. I'm saying it could be coincidence too, also because Nan was in the meeting at the table when it happened, so he wasn't there to know what goes on. So, like she said, it might have chopped it up as coincidence.
I was like, okay, good. I don't know how I would have known otherwise. That's not what I said, but I definitely don't want to cause any confusion. So I'm like, all right, cool. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm going to update that. I'm going to make sure that that's clear to the audience. No lawsuit. That's what they said. And then the second thing had to do with transferability. And if you guys watch that terms of service, you'll see, and I'll show you, as part of this video. And just to be like, I took a little bit of an issue because I'm like, their language is, pretty clear as far as having the right to commercially use a sound that you download as a subscriber in your new song, right? So to use it commercially and to sub-license and to get it remixed and to sync to TV and film and games and all this stuff. And so I go, that's absolutely what it says, but I took issue with a couple of times where they go, these rights are non-transferable. Because I go, I'm thinking all the way down the line for my music creators, because I represent you guys when you go to actually sell your music. So selling your music outright, so John sells to Susan, and when John sells, and I'm representing John, we have to make sure that there's clearance on anything that John doesn't actually own, right? So like a sample. And so looking at their terms, there's this certified license. And I was looking within the contract and we're reading together, and they're like, they give you this certified license, which proves you're okay to use the sound and all this stuff. So basically what they had said is they go, well, you're basically saying this thing about, a question mark on the transferability. We have a problem with that. And in the email, and I just mentioned this, and I'm going to make sure I say exactly what Splice told me, because it's very important that I share what they said. And part of this copyright strike that they then filed, which we'll get to, what they mentioned in the copyright strike is that I had shown this email in my follow-up video that I did. And the reason why I actually showed the email is because I'm allowed to. And they're like, this is a, impermissible sharing of a confidential communication and blah, 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 blah. And that's not how this works. And I'll explain why. But in any case, I showed it because
basically, I know the Spice gave her a response. I mean, her videos are pretty long because she's straightforward with her videos. And I don't really get, what Splice is upset about. I mean, yeah, clients are going to have issues and clients want to know what's going on. I mean, come on, it's really important. It's really important to us to know what can we do, what can't we do, and any legal action that is taken. Do we have rights to it? Because I don't know what's going on. I'm just hearing that some people say that Splice issue a copyright strike against her. They more like respond to it. I've seen another video. They say that Splice, they straight up issue a copyright strike against her. What she's saying here, it don't sound like they issue a copyright strike. They told her that they're not happy with what she said. That their clients are worried they can't use this and that. This is why sometimes better for you to actually watch videos. I mean, yeah, she said expose, copyright strike, Splice, take down her video. They might issue copyright strike. It's like different things that they're saying. It's like different things other people saying what she's saying. I think people just reading her, her hashtags. I think this is what getting everything out of proportion, blown out of proportion because of what is right here. Gonna say Splice copyright strike. What some companies do issue that, and say what's led to a copyright strike on the channel. Yeah, so they probably see this is what they saying right here. They issue copyright strike on her channel because what she said. Because of what she said about the video. I mean, you can't issue copyright strike. But it would have been smart for Splice to do. Splice to contact her directly and be like, hey, yo, Miss Krystle, I think you're a little bit misinformed. Can we come on your channel, on your live stream, on a podcast, and can we just, talk about what really going on, why we update our policies? Which to me would be really smart instead of taking legal action, because now everybody want to take legal action over things that don't make any sense. I mean, I say if somebody will falsely accuse you of something, you'll take legal action. If somebody hits you, you'll take legal action. Somebody strike you, you'll take legal action. They're taking legal action over something that makes no sense. I mean, seriously, she has a podcast. She's on YouTube. And you can email her. She'll reach out to us and say, hey, yo, Miss Krystle, I think you kind of misinformed our clients, our customer service, or this and that. They're getting issues. They're being worried. Can we come on your podcast, maybe address a few things that we may think that you kind of read our content, so maybe not wrong, maybe come here and just clarify stuff. That'd be a smart thing to do. And it seems like she's open to doing podcasts with people because she brings a lot of people on her podcast. So I don't think that she'll be the type of person to turn down doing a podcast with somebody to bring them on because she's a legal attorney. Let's see, can I find one of her let's have some shorts. I'm trying to go to her videos. Yeah, I think right here, see right here, this is one of her thing about the whole outcast thing. She brought somebody on her podcast, they go talk back and forth, and she like know him or somebody. She brought them on there, they talked about it. See, like I think you go to a lot of her videos, and some of them she has brought people on there. I'm pretty sure you probably researched it all and probably watched enough of her podcast, and you can find out that she does bring people on there. I think right here after he did a video on there, she brought him on there. She was reacting to his video because apparently she saw his video how Splice exposed did a copyright strike on her. She exposed him. I think people do a podcast here. I'm not sure how it's gonna work out. I think she just only response. I don't know if they might actually do one. That'd be really cool if they do. See, here's another video I think right here where they're talking. See, he just have people on her podcast. See, she would bring people on her podcast. I mean, I don't understand why you big companies out like, well, we're gonna take some legal actions. I mean, just bring them on there. I mean, she has plenty of video where she bring people on there and talk to them to chop it up. I don't really understand why these, any of these companies just want to file a lawsuit against YouTubers when you just come on their channel and it'd be good for you to clarify a few things. That'd be smart and business wise, and you might increase your customer services better. You might bring more customers to you. You might put your customers at ease if you actually go on her podcast and talk to her and just clarify things and straighten things out, and you might increase your customer sales. Because I don't use Splice, and I've been weird using. I don't know if I want to use Splice. I want to pay a monthly subscription services. Now I don't want to know now because how this company just issued a copyright strike to a YouTuber, an attorney on top of that. They actually know the legal system, and that's another crazy thing. You're not suing an attorney for malpractice. What is it? Malpractice? What is it? No, I think it's to do with doctors. What is it? It's like you're not going after her for like doing something illegal. You're not going after her for doing something that will get her disbarred. You're not going after anything, that's she doing illegal. Because I read some of the terms and services, I think, on some of my videos. I think I just skimmed over a few of them, then I went back because I read most of them already, and I told the audience y'all should go back and read them for yourself. So I don't really see what the big issue is of the cover, except for the company is thinking that where our customers are not feeling comfortable, or our customers, they're weird about, then you as the company, instead of sending a cease and desist letter to a YouTuber who's an attorney, you should do the smart thing and say, this would be there'd be a good chance to clarify some things he may have wrong. Is also to put our customers at ease. Let's go on her podcast. Since you email, so email like, hey, Miss Krystle, you were misinformed. Maybe we come over to your podcast. Can we do a podcast and clarify a few things that we think you may have misconstrued, or maybe not really representing right as our company. Yes, we update. Well, can we come on and clarify why we update? Yes, you may have a lawyer there, but also have a actual legitimate spokesperson there too as well. Don't have just a lawyer there. You have two lawyers going back and forth like they asked in the trial. So you might want to have like maybe somebody who is from a musician, somebody from the news department that's on there, maybe somebody that's as a CEO have a representative there. Have somebody that's going to really represent your company well and clarify stuff very clearly to the audience. You might put more of your customers at ease and bring in new customers instead of rejecting new customers. Because when these companies issue a copyright strike against YouTubers, that make me don't want to ever use the company service at all. So I may not ever go to Splice, not because of what Miss Krystle said, the top music attorney, not because of what she said, because Splice issued a copyright strike and to take down her video on returns of services was, to me, didn't really harm them. Let's just face it, I don't really trust too many subscription-based services anyway, because I don't want to pay like $17 a month, $24 a month. Just let me outright buy the darn software for like $100 and something dollars or $200 and something dollars. I really just have the software. No, that's it. They think having subscription-based software is easier, so you can pay for updates. No. They do like most companies do. Sell from hardware. Sell from plugin. Sell a bundle pack or something. That makes more sense. And somebody already got something that's already including a bundle pack. Let them be everywhere. They go, okay, we have a check like, okay, this is our bundle pack. If you already have this pack in the bundle, check out the things you already have, so we know not to include it in this bundle, and the prices drop on that. That makes more sense. And like I said, that's what all these subscription-based software should think about doing. And me, I already outright have the software, instead of paying a monthly fee like a magazine. It would make more sense than paying on software. I just don't like the fact that they just give this to her for no reason. Only she doing was just making sure that clients and people like me who do music and into music, where we understand it, because that's something I always taught. That's something I learned way back when I was 12 years old. you should really read up on laws in music and business, because a lot of shady stuff that happens, same stuff you see in movies, it happens in real life. It happens to a lot of music artists where you don't see them no more. It happens to a lot of businesses. It happens to a lot of their clients. This is why you should actually subscribe to people like her, maybe watch her videos. No, her, Legal Eagle, I watched a lot of their videos. CoffeeZilla, I watched a lot of their stuff. A lot of these investigator YouTubers, a lot of stuff exposed. Because I grew up watching a lot of documentaries. I love watching and learn about business, especially some business that I'm going into, a business that I'm interested in. And it's better to get like a legal perspective on stuff. You can't always go by a person's business experience. Like some of the musicians tell you do this and do that. A lot of the musicians don't even understand the laws and the contract that they sign while they're always in trouble. A lawyer, however, does. That's why I said, you know, I don't like what they did to her. I think it was wrong. And I hope they do get straightened out. And like I said, Splice, just go on her podcast and talk to her. That's all. Talk to her and your audience and tell your podcast is a better way to communicate than anything. Issue legal action for something so small such as reading your terms and services. And if you take down her video, they take the chance to clarify things and make more sense. That's all I gotta say. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment section, share the video, and don't go to other people's videos and spread hate. Just leave all your comments in the comment section below on my video. That's it. Peace.